All right, you guys, it's over. Wednesday, another Wednesday down in the books. We started by shooting straight to Lansing. We went to the MISHWA, the Michigan Community Health Worker Alliance meeting. I had a address there, had a really great conversation, did a lot of great networking. We then shipped right over to meeting with the class over at MSU. We met with this movement class and spoke with the students about the work that we're doing here at DanceSpire and about our next steps that we're doing. And also even shared a little bit words of encouragement.
From the top, okay, drop that, yeah, feel the funk, y'all, yeah, feel the funk, y'all, yeah.
Oh, now we're walking the opposite way. What's going on, everybody? Good to see your face. We want to share a few things, and then if you guys have any questions, then we can finish it up from there. At the end of the day, we all, like everybody in this circle, has a common thing where they're either trying to accomplish something or they're trying to figure out what it is that they're going to try to accomplish. And so there's multiple things I would love to share. The first one is, at the end of the day, right now, you probably are getting messages that you need to have things figured out, or in 2 years, you need to have things figured out. I can't tell you how much a load of BS that is. There's so many people, especially if you're like in a family with other graduates and you have an older sister who's doing this or an older brother who's doing this. There's so many people. The reason why I say that's a load of BS because it becomes this pressure that we put on ourselves, and it leads into things like depression and things like second guessing ourselves and not giving ourselves time to try things that we're actually really talented and good at. So we settle for the job that's going to give us the salary, but we absolutely hate that job, we hate our lives, and we hate everything about it. And so the first thing I would love to share with you guys is that, like, please don't be putting so much pressure on yourself to have things perfect, because I guarantee you perfection is not gonna come for like the next at least 5 to 8 years, like at the minimum. It's just not. What's the word I'm looking for? It's unrealistic. Yeah, and so that's the first thing I would love to share. The second thing is based on my expertise. I'm a marketing guy. I look at communication totally different. If there's one thing I could share with you that's like very practical about what the business, the market you're getting into, business and communication is drastically different than how we grew up. So I'll give you an example. So if you watch any type of streaming device, so Hulu, Netflix, anything like that, can you raise your hand? Just raise your hand. You watch anything of that nature? Okay, that was almost everybody except 1 or 2 people, and maybe they were just like, I'm not gonna raise my hand because I don't wanna participate. Whatever, right? So the reason why I say that is because what's happening is that you have these huge businesses that used to put money into Super Bowl ads during the Super Bowl, right? Now that's not happening anymore because distribution has consumers, which is us. We can choose where we put our attention. So we can go watch How to Get Away with Murder. We can go watch, Orange is the New Black. We can tune in to whatever we want to. Also, we can opt out whatever we want to. So we can watch the Super Bowl. As soon as this $1 million ad comes on, we're gonna do this, right? The reason why all of this is important, and it affects every one of your careers, your job choices that you're going into, even research. If you're, like I have some researchers that I work with at Kalamazoo College and they study astrophysics, is because attention is the game of everything. In business, in teaching in schools, like it's based around attention. When it comes to international business, it's based around attention. Whether you're a nonprofit or a business, you have to get attention in order to sell somebody something or in order to affect their mind. Does that make sense? And so understanding the communication setup that's happening right now is very, very important. So what's happening, these businesses, they're putting this millions of dollars into these ads, right? And you have small business owners like myself and Paul. We're able to now compete with a Coca-Cola. We can compete with Millennium Dance Complex, if you guys know what that is. We can compete with the biggest business in town because we're able to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, they've leveled the playing field when it comes to getting attention. All right, so I'll put it like this. The internet is the highway, right? The internet connects me to somebody in China that I've never had a connection with before, right? It's the highway to get to someplace. You have toll booths, right? When you wanna have access. Facebook, Google, Apple, I forget the fourth one, they're the toll booths. So as a business owner, I'm going to pay them in order to get access to this to this demographic, in order to get access to this person, in order to get access to whoever I want to get access to. Does it make sense? This may sound very business driven, but whether you're going into law, you're doing research because you got to find a certain group of people that you want to connect with, whether you're going into working with kids, I think it's very important to understand that setup and hack how that affects your field. Does it make sense? A little bit, maybe. I can go deeper into that and say that even if you're in the mindset of you possibly want to go into business for yourself, you can literally be an expert in Ninja Turtles and make $100,000 a year right now. Because since attention is attention is where the money is, Marvel will pay you $10,000 to, I don't know, do your vlog about your fascination with Superman or with the Hulk. Does it make sense? Anybody, you can be a gardener and you can make a lot of money just by doing your passion. And so that's what I mean by things are switching up a little bit. Before, our parents, they had to go to school in order to get that degree, in order to opt into that job. There's other careers now happening that you don't have to necessarily do that. And so as you start to navigate your career choices, I want to encourage you, if you're going to go into corporate, look at how communication is set up, because it's literally the next, it's switching, and it's going to be, the person who knows how to work that is going to win. You don't have to be a business owner. You can be a VP, you can be a C-level executive, you can be a manager, you can be whoever it is. You have to know this structure. If you want to possibly go into business for yourself and make some money on the side, knowing that is going to help you offset that income. So obviously you can see it's something I'm passionate about.
Can I ask just a super quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the question popped into my mind, like, how did you make DanceSpire a viable company with a free drop-in class?
So,
leveraging this attention?
So a couple of things. One, the drop-in class is not free, but basically it is.
Okay.
So I'll tell you how, because that ecosystem now only produces enough income to take care of itself. So she's talking about my Drop-In Wednesdays. I have it every Wednesday. We have the class. We bring in people, like this next month we have dancers from from Atlanta. We have somebody from New York.
Oh, it's free online.
Yes, the online course is free.
Okay.
But that class is still, it doesn't affect my bottom line at all. Okay. The reason why that's awesome is because it's become a branding tool and a marketing tool instead of a money maker. So that can still be itself, it can still run. That keeps DanceSpire in front of your face every single day while I run my business over here. Does that make sense? So yeah, that answers the question on how I have multiple mechanisms going at the same time.
Unfortunately, we have to end because Kennedy's got a lot planned for us today.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So that was a lot of fun. Then we shipped right over to the Institute of Dancers. We worked on both of the routines. We learned Lil Baby and also the song by Black. And then we got right back to Grand Rapids so that we can teach. Very, very different choreography, but I was super excited to bring that. We were able to do Shawn Mendes, Not in My Blood. If you haven't seen it, go check it out now. Actually, hold on. Hey. Psst, psst. And once again, always remember, consistency builds momentum. Peace.